Very good evening, folks. I hope everyone is doing well. I'm currently away at the moment for the weekend, so I said I'll pop on, have a bit of time, have a chat with you. Let me know how the stream is because I'm running off the Wi-Fi of the hotel I'm staying in. So if it's glitchy, I apologise. I have my data there as well, so I said I'll pop on, have a chat with you. We're 17 days in, and we're looking at players domestically, which is a sign. But it looks like Martin O'Neill and Fozzie were spotted at Fair Park today, looking at the Zimbabwe attacker. And look, he's not a bad player. I'm going to go through the comments as well. I hope everyone can hear me okay. What's the sound like? What's the picture quality like? Is it glitching? That's the most important thing, because if I don't have contrast and quality, I can't do the stream. Simple as it is. Simple as it is. I feel weird actually not wearing a Celtic jersey for a change. I'm actually have a Guinness t-shirt on of all tops. So this game tomorrow, yes, there could be a cup upset, but let's be honest, we should go out there and beat this team. Now, currently, there's rumours going around that this team are being putting bets on each other for like bookings and what score the game's going to be. If that's true, the game should be abandoned. It should be actually be knocked out. It should be a forfeit directly. Celtic should win that. I don't know if there's any truth to it. I just seen Wi-Fi's not great, Keith. You've got 3 heads, mate. I've got 3 heads anyway. Look at that thing. Look at the hair there. But regards to transfers, it doesn't. It's still quite stale, mate, folks. Stale, mate. And I put up a short last night, and a lot of people are kind of feeling frustrated, underwhelmed, annoyed. And I know some people say they're not surprised. This is the regular practice of the board every single transfer window. Lastminute.com, bargain hunters. They should be learning from the mistakes, especially they know sitting in that position in the league. It's massive this week. It is massive. It's bigger. It's one of the biggest weeks in Celtic's recent history, because we're currently 6 points behind Hearts. Did Hearts lose that game to Falkirk? Last time I seen, they were losing 1-0. Did they get beaten by Falkirk? Because if they got beaten by Falkirk, that's actually a bigger dig for Celtic. I said this last night, because they will become fully concentrated on winning that league. Then they will have all out, go out for that league. So did they? It's gone to pens. It's gone to pen. Let us know what the situation is. I'm not watching the game. I'm in a hotel, so it's drinking me Lucasades on a Saturday night. Could be worse. Could be sitting here drinking a Guinness, or could be drinking a vodka. But instead, Tawanda Maswanhise, I can't pronounce his name right. It's a tongue twister for me. I'm trying my best to pronounce it, so do bear with the way I pronounce it. 23 years of age, 5'11", 14 goals this season in domestic football. And he can play in the left wing, he can play in the right wing, and he can play in front. And we all seen how Motherwell are playing this season. They're playing absolutely outstanding. He didn't play against Celtic when he played that match in Fair Park because he was over in the AFCON. But Fozzie and Martin O'Neill were spotted there today, scouting the player. I wish Elliot Watt was playing, but he's injured with a muscular injury. It's 2-2 now between Hearts and Falkirk. Come on, Falkirk. Come on, John McGlynn. No, actually, you know what? I actually want Hearts to get through, because it means that they don't have to focus. So it means that they're still occupied with the Scottish Cup, because if they get knocked out early, they're going to throw everything into that league. And they need a bit of distraction as well. But congratulations to Dunfermline and Neil Lennon today as well, beating Hibs 1-0. Beating Hibs 1-0 up the pars, eh? I seen the goal, completely sloppy goal. But what can you do? Lenny's Lenny beats his former employers. So, good stuff, 3-2. You know, I'd actually want Hearts to get through. So, as I said, so it means that they're occupied with the Scottish club alongside Celtic and Rangers. So, look, I'm not really excited about the game tomorrow. Is anyone excited about the game? Is it disrespectful against the opposition? Is it just a vibe around the club? Is it because we're favourites to win it? Is anyone looking forward to this game tomorrow? Be brutally honest. Is it because of we know we're lacking players, and there's reports that Balakwisha could be playing in a different role if he starts tomorrow. 3-3. Thanks very much, Paul Cowan. Really appreciate it as well. Which goal was a slopper? The Dunfermline goal or our goal against Hearts? Both goals were sloppers, weren't they? Look, we got out of jail against we got out of jail against Falkirk. Sorry, Falkirk. Hearts have missed. Good old Lenny. So I appreciate you all tuning in over the last couple of days on the podcast and the videos. Are you glad that I'm back making them on a regular basis? I needed a good kick up to Bishop Brennan, getting it all done. I mean, Sinsalo has to start tomorrow. Donovan starts tomorrow. Left backs we don't really have. I think Bartini and Scales, you can just play left back, you know, unless he plays a Tate left back or something. But if we can't beat Hearts next week with no Shankland, are they missing Shankland next week? I know Devlin's out, and then that guy's suspended as well. I'll be honest with you, like, I'm not trying to pee in your cornflakes, folks. I'm really not trying to pee in your cornflakes, and I don't want to come onto my channel presenting myself as a negative person, but I'm thinking about this in the bigger perspective. If we don't beat Hearts next week, you can kiss the league goodbye, especially if they're missing Shankland, Devlin, and that other player. Oh, but it's concerning. Like, I understand Martin O'Neill is trying his hardest. Sean Maloney's trying his hardest. Matt Fodenham is trying his hardest. Oh, as you want to call him, Fozzie. Steve McManus is trying his hardest. Stevie Woods, laptop Strachan. I'm sure they're all trying their hardest behind the scenes to get a reaction of these players. 4-4. Thanks very much for the update, Paul. They're going to be up for it. The issue is, are we going to field a strong team against Bologna? I don't care if we get humped by Bologna. I really don't care. I really, really don't care. If we get beaten 3 or 4-0 or 2-0 against Bologna, I care about us having fresh players for Tynecastle on Sunday. That's what I care about. That's the most important thing you should be caring about. You know, the league is the bread and butter. The Europa League, you approach that differently. You know, you approach that differently. Hearts keeper booked. Is it Craig Gordon that's in goal? You know, is it Craig Gordon that's in goal tonight for them, or is it another choice keeper? 5-4 to Falkirk. As I said, it's not any other time I'd be cheering Falkirk on, but the situation that we're in with this league, we kind of need Hearts to be still in this competition, because, you know, distraction for them as well. Hibs, Hearts both out. Is it finished? Is it completely done now? Is it full time? Oh, not on the John McGlynn side though, but at the same time, now regardless, it is what it is. We gotta just play our games and do our job. Are you good, mate? I'm pretty good. I said I'd pop on tonight. Will Hibs listen to offers for Kieran Bowie? Would you take Josh Mulligan at Celtic? Would you take Elliot Watt at Celtic? Would you take the Zimbabwe forward, Tawanda? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I don't know if we're going to get Kovacevic from Slovenia. Accordingly, he played today as well for his team. I Oh, 100% Gaddafi. I think it's a hard one to pronounce. I'm really struggling to pronounce that surname. I've done a video there. It's going to be uploaded in the next hour or so, and I was struggling to pronounce that surname. You know, I just call him Tawanda. I'm going to call him Tawanda because, but he came through the Leicester Academy. Couple of goals for Zimbabwe in the AFCON as well. 15 goals this season in all competitions. Well, 14 goals in all competitions. Well, actually 15 because he scored 4 in the League Cup, 1 in the Scottish Cup, and then 10 in the league. We need to get it done. We need to get it done. And funny enough, about this guy, right? I work with a lad who's a Rangers fan, of all bleeding teams. And he mentioned this lad to me yesterday, and I was kind of like, all right, I'll keep an eye on him. So I looked at a couple of videos last night after I got off this podcast because it rang a bell to my head. And then obviously the article came out today that Martin O'Neill was at Fair Park studying, like kind of looking at him, and he scored. Get the job done. Splash the cash. If it's 4 million, give Motherwell. The problem is we fuck up on Motherwell all the time. All the time. He's gone to Robbie Keane's team. He's gone to Ferencváros. Good club. Good club. Robbie Keane's bagged one there. And I guarantee he's going to do well for Ferencváros as well. It's just typical. It's just typical of Celtic. They just stall and stuff. They stall and stuff. They really do. And sometimes, yeah, you can go in and put a bid in and hope that it's going to be accepted. But Celtic just think that they're entitled because they're Celtic Football Club, that their bid will always be good enough. And it could be a ridiculous valuation for a player. Not even a third of the valuation. And you think they'll get away with it? That's the board. That's the penny pinching PLC board. And I'm getting shite on Facebook about it. I'm getting shite on Instagram about it. I'm getting shite on YouTube about it because I keep calling the board out. I'm going to keep calling the board out. If I lose subscribers, if I lose followers, I lose people that follow me pages because I'm calling the board out on a consistent roundabout vibe, I will. Because we shouldn't be in this position. We shouldn't be sitting in this position looking at Hearts top of the table. That's our trophy. And the reason why it was our trophy because we earned it last season and the previous season because we dominated Scottish football. But this is what happens if you lose that hunger and you're not fully in it. You're gonna have off days, and then you're gonna have bad days, and then you're gonna have disaster days, which we all see. We all know the disasters this season. We all know the failures that what's happened with European qualification, transfer, the lack of transfer. You know, we all know. The happy clappers can do one, Keith. Crazy how anyone could accept this. Oh, you've no idea, North South. Hello to North South in Bergen, in Norway. I had someone saying, give it a rest. And I was like, hold on, mate. I'm not going to give it a rest. Because I'm not going to sit here and happy clap and keep saying this, the same script as every lot of fans. Keep the faith, keep the faith, keep the faith. We can all say keep the faith. But if you don't got the tools to do the job that you're required to do, that pipe is gonna keep being blown open and it's gonna keep flooding the place. And Michael Nicholson and Peter Lawwell, Peter Lawwell, well, I'm sure he's still pulling the strings, even though he's left. And Dermot Desmond are sitting there smoking while this place is being flooded. And who feels it the most? The fans feel it the most. The fans feel it because they're putting the money in. They're putting their hard-earned money in of season tickets. And the amount of people I've seen on Facebook and on this YouTube channel, they're all saying, "Oh, I don't think I'll be going back to Celtic Park this season. Oh, I don't think I'll be renewing my season ticket next year." I don't blame you. I know you love our clubs and I know you've supported the club for a long time, but if that's the way that's being sold to you and that's affecting your mental health, and that's affecting your mood. You have to think of yourself. You know, you have to take it again. Yeah, that's us lost it out again for Kovacevic. You know, we lost out on that guy. I know. Josin Taboy, he's went to Sunderland, but the point is, doesn't matter about the politics or the team he play for. The point is, Celtic are not rapid on getting players in. Their scouting system has to be reviewed. Has to be reviewed. We need a new, complete, whole new vamp on our scouting system because it's concerning. We need to work on our youth development as well because we've lost Daniel Cummins, Ben Doak, what's his name, Daniel Kelly. You know, these type of players that could have been in the senior team, but we're not willing to put that money in and give these guys a chance. And this is what happens. And I don't blame these players when they get the agents they want to move on because they're getting offered double or triple the money down south or overseas because at the end of the day, they may be Celtic fans and they've relished the chance of being around the fringes of the first team and having that game or two. But you got to think about it for your own career perspective. If you're not getting that lucrative contract to play for your childhood team or the team that you've been getting through the academy with, and they're not taking you serious, would you go? Fucking sure, right? You'd go. You know, it's only a football team. It's an employer. You move on. You go somewhere else and develop yourself. Build your CV up. Yes, we all want to win trophies, but there's no point getting training with the senior team and we might play in the League Cup. You don't deserve your chance. I think Brendan Rodgers was doing that on purpose, not playing these boys and the younger lads, not giving them a chance because he wanted to play politics with the board. That's the God honest truth, which is. I'm going to be on for a while tonight, by the way, folks. So I appreciate all the views. It's 50 people. It's a Saturday night. I'm sitting here having a Lucozade. I'm in a hotel. I'm away for the overnight. So if you do hear noise in the background, the oldest one, she's playing Roblox. She's chilling out. So I do apologise if there's interruptions. But the biscuit tin was thinking that the lid would have burst open. They're not going to spend it. Right. So there's 50 people tuning in tonight. Be realistic with you. Be realistic. Use your head here, right? How much money will Celtic spend in this transfer window? 6 million, 10 million, 12 million. Let me know. And let me know how the sound is as well, because I'm using my earpods. You know, Brendan was a mixer. Brendan liked developing players. That was his whole ethos. At Liverpool, at Swansea, you know, at Watford, at Reading, you know, even at Celtic, you know. So, look, if I get sold a job, a high-end job, and I'm getting told you're going to get this bonus, you're going to get this commission, you're going to get this when you perform, or we're going to give you this after you performed, and you get conned. The board conned Brendan Rodgers. And I know Brendan Rodgers is not an angel in any shape or form. He's not an angel, but we've seen what Brendan Rodgers done his first term. He brought a team from average to a fitter team to a team that played exciting football. Yeah, that type of football can't be done these days because football landscape has changed. But yeah, it's completely different. Completely different. But Rodgers made Scott Brown quicker. Not quicker, fitter. And got an extra 2 or 3 years out of Bruni, you know? So I'm going to look at the comments here. Sounds not bad. I would recommend 6 million max, Keith. It will be loans and permanent, 1 permanent. I think we need 2 permanent. I would go into Motherwell and offer Motherwell 9 million for Tawanda and for Elliot Watt. And if you want to really fucking be ambitious and throw the sink at this league, you go in for Kieran Bowie as well, because I don't think we're going to get players from a decent caliber player from overseas because we're too laxy daisy on the folks. Yes, the likes of Motherwell and Hibs are going to laugh at us and they'll want demand because they know the Celtic are desperate. It's beyond desperate now. It is beyond desperate, and it's you look at Rangers. Rangers signed that guy Olsen the other night. I don't know how much it was. Reportedly, he's meant to be 9 million or something like that, or 8 million. You can correct me on that. I don't look at Rangers' business, and I know a lot of the podcasts are comparing Celtic's business, Rangers' business, Hearts' business. I all cared about what we do in house, and at the moment, our house is very fucking quiet, very quiet. Bring in the boys playing up well at Motherwell. That's it. Tell you what, he could replace Callum McGregor. I know that's strong words. And I said that about Luke McCown. But Luke McCown obviously hasn't worked out at Celtic this season. Elliot Watt's 25. He's already scored 4 goals this season and 3 goal contributions. He can play defensive mid, attacking mid. And that's what we need. We need that kind of box-to-box player because Callum McGregor isn't a box-to-box midfielder anymore. He's done. He is done. He is done. And he needs to understand he can't play every game. Yes, he's retired from the Scotland fold. And I know there's been talk of, would you give him a chance in the World Cup? I wouldn't give him a chance in the World Cup, even though he has experience and leadership attributes. But come on, if he can't produce that leadership attributes with Celtic and, push them boys in them attacking positions to start hitting them more, what's going on there? People might say, Martin O'Neill, he's had to get 8 victories out of 10, 9 victories out of 10, and we haven't conceded goals since he came back in and stuff like that. All the ticks and the statistics. But the most important thing is getting players actually taking chances on. I understand what Plunge is saying there. Plunge made a good point. Look, bring in a 10-goal striker from Hibs who misses sitters. All strikers miss sitters. All strikers miss sitters. They always say there's this famous quote where players will get better around better caliber players. You could be playing for a mid-table team and you go to a bigger team. Your play will get better and better. Will develop. Kyogo miss sitters. Everyone miss sitters. That's the way it is in football. Like, they're fucking human beings. The board said there the board are all talk. The board are all talk. Honestly, all talk. You can acquire. As I said, you can ring up 20 Chinese restaurants and ask them what time they're open till or what time, how much they're selling their chicken balls and their curry sauce for at a certain price. But it's actually doing it. Celtic Football Club are very they're not transaction friendly or purchasing. Ida miss sitters. Exactly. Maeda's miss sitters. Why is no one talking about Maeda? Gordy boy is saying Bowie's not the worth of money. You take a chance. You could be right. If we do sign him and he misses sitters and he's a Derek Riordan and he doesn't do it, or he's a Chris Killen, fair enough. Or he may be a Lee Griffiths. Maybe a Lee Griffiths. But see Kyogo play tonight against Swansea. I'll keep an eye on the former players. I know it's in the past and people say move on. I like to keep an eye on how they're getting on, like especially Taylor and stuff like that. Taylor would have been ideal for the game tomorrow. Taylor. I miss Taylor. I miss him. I really do. I understand why he left and all. They want to be second fiddle to Tierney, but Taylor, we would have needed someone like that. Bowie is 20 times better than Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny's confidence is whoop. His confidence has gone down like the Titanic. Snapped, done, dusted. And obviously I want to see a fellow countryman do well. especially at the club I love. But he ain't cutting the sauce. He ain't cutting the sauce, you know. Be better off playing, as I said, you better off putting a snail up front. They'd be more productive at this rate. You're better off just having a Spanish midfield. We don't just have all midfielders, no strikers. Better off playing Negrin up front at this rate. Negrin can actually get a goal, not like Johnny Kenny. No, we want. So yeah, so we missed out on Kovacevic. He's gone to Vera Varos. I don't think we're. Callum Wilson scored for West Ham today as well against Tottenham. Surprise, surprise. Could have had Callum Wilson in the door this weekend, but Celtic all waffle, leaking the stories to the media that they've been making these phone calls around. They've inquired about this player. They've inquired about this player, so they can take the pressure of fans off them. That's what it is, you know. Who's training Johnny Kenny? Whoever's in the club, you know. Yeah, at the end of the day, how shy must be then your players be? What? See, the young players be, or the young players. Sorry, because I'm on my phone doing this podcast, and some of the comments come up really slow. Champions League players, please. We won't get Champions League players. You don't get Champions League players. Paddy Roberts. What's this about? Paddy Roberts scored today. We always talk about Keith. It's fake news. What's fake news? What's fake news, Paul? What's fake news? This is not fucking Donald Trump podcast. What are you talking about? Fake news? Like me. You won't get Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson's probably on a heap load of money because he's still employed by Brighton, even though he's on loan at Roma. He's probably on about over 60 grand a week. We're not going to pay that for Evan Ferguson. Evan Ferguson ripped us a new one in the Europa League. You know, I would love Evan Ferguson. You know what? I'd fucking put the money on Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott's doing well on Alkmaar. Not because he's an Irishman. He's actually scoring. He's consistent. He's got a couple of hat-tricks in all this season. Troy Parrott. And the Eredivisie is a good league. The last time we got someone from the Eredivisie who was a forward was Georgios Giacomakis. And what did Giacomakis do? He was a good player. You know? It's fake news. Celtic are bidding. They haven't bid. They're not even bidding. They placed a bid, one bid so far, Paul. And that was for that guy that was playing in Israel, the Ivorian winger and Taboy, and he ended up going to Sunderland for over $1 million more. They haven't put a bid on for anyone else. It's been all inquiries. It's been, we might be interested in getting this guy on loan. Like that guy, Ameda from Eintracht Frankfurt, the centre-back, the 22-year-old Swiss centre-back who's only played 12 games this season, mostly coming off the bench, you know. It's mental. Apparently he's on less wages than Inacho. I'll have to look that up tomorrow. I'll look that up when I get off the live tonight because I'm not on my laptop. So I can't start sharing screens, which is and stuff like that. So our Air fans nuts. They're moaning about getting the guy in that went to Sunderland. Now they're moaning that we didn't get him. See, the thing is, we have a divide in our fan base. As much as we all love Celtic, some fans will not. This player might be a hidden gem. He might rip it up in the Premier League for Sunderland, or he might not even get a sniff. He might go get loaned out. But the point is, you have to take risks at times. You have to take risks. We could all sit here and say, "Oh, that player is not good enough. This player isn't good enough." But it's making moves. You know, when I don't want to be sitting here on the 2nd of February and saying to you lads, what a disaster the last 2 weeks have been. The last 2 weeks have been hell. The last month has been hell. You know, like some people always say, just buckle up. This is what you expect with Celtic. It's up to you as the fans to keep calling this out. Keep calling it out. More voices together is better than silence. Is better than silence. And I know what I said 2 weeks ago when Martin O'Neill came back in. I said, let's put the politics and the board behind. I do want to put behind. Of course, I want to focus on our team and getting us in a actually contesting this title race. But clearly, we are desperately in need of resources, of recruiting players. We need to get players in, and clearly, this I don't know why Michael Nicholson even has a phone. Does he own a phone? Who is Michael Nicholson? Like, what does he do? What does he do? Who's Chris McCoy? Oh yeah, Chris McCoy. He does have a phone because he's when we were getting thumped by Dundee United at Tannadice, what was he doing? He was sitting there looking at his phone where his own fans, the people that pay his wages, he was too busy checking the payroll. That's what we were dealing with. That's what we're dealing with. Majority of the fan media are banned from Celtic Park because the club can't answer the big questions. So they let the mainstream media who come up with ridiculous questions try to challenge them. But we all know that they have them in their back pocket. You know, this is why I don't watch Clyde Super Scoreboard anymore. This is why I don't watch the likes of the Daily Records podcast. This is why I don't watch the Sun podcast, because they're all bullshitters. They're all bullshitters. Job for the boys. Journalists. The real fucking journalists, the real people are fans that see the right and wrong. Not these people that go to fucking university and think because they have the fucking fancy piece of paper that they know football inside out. And half of them never played the game. Half of them never even kicked the ball amateur level. So they can fucking write a bit about journalism. Citizen journalists are the best. Fan media is the best. Not because I do this YouTube. What we see out there, we see these podcasts. The guys, we have so many good Celtic podcasts out there. You know, the 4-Minute Teams, Axon, Ryan. You know, you've so many of them. Unrestricted View. You know, Huddle Breakdown. The lads are all brilliant because they feel it like me and you. You know, yeah. Is our board invested in the club? I don't think the board are invested. I think the board are invested in the club. Yes. I don't think the board are invested in an actual serious project of bolstering Celtic squad and making Celtic competitive. Making Celtic dominant again. That's what I don't. That's my God honest truth. I think they are there, but they're in that little bubble, like Arena Grande and our fucking film Wicked. That's their little bubble. That's what they're like. You know, the fan media are banned from Celtic Park because why should you being told that you only allowed say certain way? If I was offered fan media tomorrow, even though I would probably stutter my life out asking a manager the question, even though Martin O'Neill is cute as hell and not cute, as in calm as hell, he's cute. He's our granddad, for fuck's sake. He's our granddad. He's our papa. In that tracksuit, of course. We all love Martin. But if I was offered fan media tomorrow, I would not take it. And you know what? Fair play to Axon calling out. Because you need to have a bit of bite. There's lots of them. That call it out. And there's other podcasts that I don't want to call it out. You know? I call it out. I'm not here to make money. I used to make money on this. I'm not going to lie. I used to make money. I used to make hundreds on this, but I don't make money anymore on this. This is about passion. This is about communication. This is about rapport. This is about talking about how I feel. This is about how you feel. This is about building a community of people that share the one thing that we all have in common is the love of Celtic Football Club. We want to be successful. And we have been spoiled with success. Spoiled with success over the last 10 years. But that should never stop. That should never stop. And the only people that have stopped that is the Celtic board and players that have thrown the towel in and got bored and got fed up and have lost the hunger. And the managers as well. And coaches as well. The fans haven't stopped it because the fans want it. You know? We're the folks walking into that buffet. And if we want to fill our plate with 3 chicken balls, which is the Scottish League Cup, the Scottish Cup, and the title, and you want to eat them 3 chicken balls with a bit of red sauce, you should have it. You paid for it. And these fans pay for it. They pay for their merch, pay for the season tickets. You should be getting value for money. Value for money. You know? That's what they should be doing. Alex, great point. Alex, that's a really good point there. Stop playing games with thank you for your invest into our club. And I hope Dave Lowe gets the 29%. He pushes this campaign and gets the 29% shares so the board can be held accountable where they can challenge them. They can challenge them on decisions. Because Dermot Desmond with his 34% stake and his dreadful son thinking that he's calling the shots like the Dawn. It's just, these people should not be near our club. They don't share the same value. Yes, they have made decisions in the past that maybe have benefited the club by appointing certain managers or approaching certain people, and it's paid off for us. But right now, when the chips are down, they're not coming on. They're not giving clarity. They're not giving Celtic fans answers. They're not willing to step up and say, right, we're not going to do a statement here. We're going to do a YouTube video. We're actually going to sit down with fan groups. We're going to tell you where we're at, what we're trying to achieve, what we're willing to achieve, what we're going to do, what we're going to use this kitty for. That's what we're all wanting. We're not expecting Celtic to go out tomorrow and spend 25 million in this window or 35 million in every single window because, number one, you got to have money for a rainy day. And this is what's going to happen. This money for the rainy day is going to cover for the damage of failing this season. I've said this so many times. You know, Aaron says, missed out on Kovacevic, now going to Robbie Keane's complete. Look, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen again in the next couple of days, folks, where we're gonna be linked with a player and we're so-called being monitored for weeks or maybe months, and the name gets pulled into a local paper. It's all over. It's all clicking, and this guy's on form, and we're in there with 4 other teams, and boom, we don't get him. It's the same mistakes. It's the same practice. It's the same. It's not mistakes. It's the same stupidity. The same approach. Like, when was the last time Celtic done something decent about getting a player in? The last thing that I recall was we go back to 2007. So Scott Brown was at Hibs. Scott Brown, his name was getting sung by Rangers fans at Easter Road saying they're going to get Scott Brown. And he was close to signing for Rangers, the Oko. Rest in peace. And how does Celtic sell the brand? They invited Scott Brown to dinner in London. Gordon Strachan, Peter Lawwell, and Dermot Desmond. And Scott Brown became a Celtic player. Well, how did Rangers try to sell the idea? A car park in the middle, outside an Asda? We're going down that road now of the way of trying to sell it's getting harder to sell the project, because if you kind of sell a project and you don't have aims and you don't have heights where this is going, why the fuck would you want to go there? Simple. Why would you want to go there? You know? Don't believe the papers. Never believe the papers. As me doing Celtic content, I have to look into it. And I do. Yes, does it happen for clicks? Of course it happens for clicks. I don't make money on this anymore. The only time I make money is when you do a super like, or when you subscribe to my membership, which is 99 pence. I don't care about money. I care about communication. I care about coming on to this, and I get people on a regular basis I meet in my job, in my full-time job, or I meet in an airport, or I meet in a pub, or I meet in a fucking Wetherspoons when I'm having a pint of Guinness. I turn around and say, "Oh, are you that guy?" I am that guy. And I sit there and I cringe. I cringe in my woke uniform and I say, yeah, I am that guy. And I love to sit there and have a full conversation about Celtic, but unlike you, man, I gotta pay bills. You know, if I could do this full time, I'd fucking love to do it full time. I would love to sit down. If I had the full time, if I had time on my hands, and if I could have the resources like some other people do, and the people behind me, I would be fucking swimming this podcast, folks. But I appreciate what I have. I have a good bit of knowledge. I've got honesty and I've got passion. And I've got a good camera. And I've got my Celtic jerseys as well. You know, so I'm doing all right. I'm doing all right, and I've got a Celtic missus as well. She keeps me online as well. You can't complain with an East End lassie. You know, she's born into it. I was adopted into it. That's the difference, and that's the God honest truth. I always say that, love, you were born into it. You had a Celtic jersey on when you were a toddler. I had my first Celtic jersey on when I was 12 years of age. That's the difference. So for me to learn that experience of seeing Celtic lose a European final, wearing an NTL jersey and an Umbro jersey, seeing Celtic beating a club that I thought I loved, which was Liverpool at the time, seeing them beating Liverpool and then becoming a massive part of my life and making me cry on the first ever football match I've seen. I fucking love it. I love every moment of it. And that's why I moved to Glasgow. That's why I try to go to much games. That's why I wear jerseys every day. That's why I post every day, because I love this fucking club. And everyone knows it. Everyone knows it. Everyone knows I love this club. You know? I've done it. I've explained myself so many times. I've argued with so many people, but deep down inside, I'm feeling as hurt as you. Because when you're sitting there in Santa Ponza, you haven't been there in 23 years. The last time you were in Santa Ponza, I was a teenager when Henrik Larsson done that chip against that team over in Eastern Europe when we wore the Black Magic. That was the last time I was in Santa Ponza. And I'm sitting there with a full suitcase of Celtic fucking clubber, going away and going back to Santa Ponza after 23 years and sitting there having a bitch strap for your whole holiday, moaning how bad Celtic have been in the transfer window and the board and the derby. It affects you. It affects you big time, because all you want is, as much as we want victories and we want to be spoiled rotten and fucking dominate Scottish football, isn't going to be the way. And I said it last night, and I'm going to say it again. Losing this league will hurt, but it will hurt the board more. And what I mean, it'll hurt the board more because they're already fucking it up 10 times worse than we're feeling it. Just remember, we're not making the mistakes. They are making the mistakes. We are feeling the hurt more than them, but their day will come. Their day will come. The only reason they bring Martin O'Neill back in because they knew their heads were put to that wall, and Dermot Desmond panicked. He fucking panicked. And Tisdale, who was he? That's why. Because they knew if they hired someone else for that job, bar Martin O'Neill, they knew that the fire was coming. The fire's coming anyway. Put his way. The fire's coming. You know, they need to stand up and be held accountable for their mistakes. They're not football fans. They are not football people. They are businessmen that will leech your money. They will leech your money in every way they can because that's what businesses do. Like subscriptions, like merch. You know, it's like 12 quid to get a fucking a, a bleeding bar, a drink, and a chips in Celtic Park these days. Like, fuck's sake. That's ridiculous money. I know you have to pay your staff. I know you have to, but like, that's the type of money like people don't have it. Your club was set up on the foundations to help others. That was the whole point of it. Like, I understand the football landscape has changed. No club wears the same home jersey for 2 years in a row anymore. I understand that. I completely understand that. And you sign these. We took a deal from Adidas or Adidas, you want to call it, for 20 million. 20 million for 10 years. Why we took a deal from Adidas previously in the first 5 years for 25 million. So we got shafted for the 10-year deal. But yes, we are the 17th most selling jersey in football sales. It like literally, it's a money machine, And my view is, I love Celtic. We all love Celtic. I think football the appetite of football is declining because the state of football, the way the tactics is now, the way they're trying to play this expansive football, you got your manager that's just, he thinks it's his way or the highway, as we've seen that it didn't work out for that or the previous guy that we had. I'm not gonna start ripping them apart because I've done enough of that. Or you got people that are a man manager. I honestly think football is declining. It's not that exciting as the way it used to be. I've got people on this that have watched Celtic in the 80s, seen Danny McGrain and Paul McStay and Frank McAvenny, players like that, and seeing Celtic play in the 90s. Players come through like Simon Donnelly's and Jackie McNamara's, players like that, Tosh McKinley. Like, we just don't have that. We just don't have that character of football anymore. I know people say, "Oh, I'd love to get a player like Bobo Balde," and they're not built like that anymore, folks. They're trained different. They're programmed different. They're prima donnas now. They think they are bigger than the club because they get their multi fucking thousand deals of, oh, I wear jocks. I'll do a calendar. I'll do an Instagram post. I'll get 10 grand off that post because I'm wearing a pair of jocks. That's what we're getting. That's Freddie Lundberg's to blame for that. He was the one that started all this. David Beckham and Freddie Lundberg. They're the cause of this. They're the cause. Sack the boredom. Sack Freddie and sack Beckham. It's just sad. It's really sad. It's just football. Like, John Terry has said it. Good man himself, John Terry. Football is not the same. Football is not the same. As much as you keep telling yourself you love this club, you love when they play, it's not the same. And I keep trying to fight and say, it is the same. It is the same. It's Celtic Football Club. It's the iconic hoops. We're going to win this. It's like, you're looking at it and you're like, Sebastian Tanecki thinks he's fucking in a Joga Benita, lads. He thinks he's fucking, he's on Soccer AM doing all these skills and all that. Guy couldn't fucking cross a road. Then one cross a ball. You got Days in Maeda. His eyes are fucking out in the Pacific Ocean somewhere. He isn't in it. I'm looking at the comments here, by the way. Programmed for money, 100%. 100%. I'll say the honesty, folks. I'm not sure. I don't sugarcoat podcasts. Good, by the way. Just before I go further into it, where is everyone tuning in from? Tell us where you're tuning in from. I just want to apologise that I'm not reading your comments and I'm not saying out because I'm in this. I like to explain myself on this one. You can either get passionate or you can either go, Okay, right, my dyslexia is bad at times. My reading's bad. Will I just sit here and try and navigate me right around? Like when I say to my friends and my family, don't send me a text message. Send me a voice clip. This is why I done YouTube. Because I got bored of posting stuff and trying to put a description in. Do you know what I do now? I'll go on. I'll find a video off X. I'll find some pictures, put the video and the pictures together, chat GBT, not always accurate, put it all together, slap it up. Good moment, goes up. But it's gas when you put up a video on like Instagram, even though 36,000 or Facebook 80,000, it doesn't hit the reach. Or it does hit the reach and you get these, oh, don't listen to him. He's Irish. He's from Dublin. He doesn't have a clue. Doesn't have a clue, mate. Doesn't have a clue. He's a blow-in. He doesn't have a clue. I get that. I'm like, all right, mate. And then I say to them, I don't have 80,000 fucking followers for no reason, mate. I didn't buy them. They organically came. Majority of my audience, 70% of my audience are Scottish people. Scottish people. And I love you. I love you. I absolutely love you. I appreciate every single person that follows my page. You know, if I could hug every single person that has 80,000 hugs, Jesus Christ, he back me in bits. I need a masseuse after that. Frank McAvenny must know a few of them anyway. But big shagger. I would love to chat to Frank McAvenny. I'd love to get him. I'd love to have a chat with him. I think me and Frank would get on well. Me with a few drinks down me. If I could have a chat with Chris Sutton, which I've done already, I wonder what Frank McAvenny be like. You know? Born and Ireland, raised in Scotland, East Ayrshire. Are you near where that team's from, is it? Alba. Rugby Park, what a fucking shithole of a stadium. What a shit pitch. But we've good times at Rugby Park. You know, winning the league there in 2004, you know, Black Magic. Obviously, Tom Rogic scored in that goal that set Ronnie Doyle up for that title in his second year. And winning the league there a couple of years ago as well. Was it 5-0, was it, when we beat Kilmarnock midweek? What other ones? We beat them. We beat Kilmarnock in 2012. Wasn't it 6-0 or 5-0? Mulgrew scored 2 goals. You know, where are all the boards? That's Frank McAvenny's quote. Oh, what a hammer! What a hammer legend, eh? I'm sure he's used to it, showing the hammer. Oh, Darville's near you, is it? But yeah, I hope he's enjoying the pods. You know, I wanted to come on tonight, but let's get this Motherwell forward in from Zimbabwe. Let's get him in. Stop penny pinching. Stop trying to use butter vouchers. You're going in with butter vouchers into a fucking 5-star hotel. Get the boat, will you? Get the boat. Know your words. Celtic board need to know their words. But clearly, they don't know their words. They like looking at their phones and telling themselves they're on 600k, 900k, but yet they can't do the simple things right. Simple things. Communication. Communication goes everywhere. You know? Silence hurts. Silence frustrates people. As why we're clearly seeing it now. We are frustrated. You know? We're not spoiled brats. We just need we just need to be told, like a young child's told, don't do that. This is what we're going to do. We're going to learn it. That's all. You know? But I think the Celtic board definitely need a bit of discipline because there's no confidence there. We've obviously seen the petition, the amount of signatures signed from the Celtic collective, that we've no trust in this board. You know, no trust in transfers, in recruitment for managers, recruitment. When Martin O'Neill does leave the club in May, if he's successful in this term or not successful, he should be moved up to a director of football. You know, we need a middleman. We need someone that's not corporately sold. We need someone that actually understands. And I hope I really, really do hope one day I want to hear the answers like a lot of you do. We all want to hear the answers of what happened with Don McCoy. They keep saying because we went in for Jovanovic previously in a previous window, and we put a bit of valuation on Jovanovic. We signed him, and a couple of days later, Don McCoy was sacked. You know, we'd love to know what happened with Don McCoy, because you know what, he's trying to modernise Celtic. It was because he done a great job with the Scottish rugby team, their operations, and he was trying to bring that in. And you know, the Crony board didn't like the thoughts of change. The Crony board didn't like the thoughts of, oh wait, maybe this is going. I read something on a podcast another day, something like Dave Lowe told Celtic Football Club to get a website, and he stalled for years on getting a website set up. You know, like this board live in the fucking Stone Age. I think they really are the Kellys and fucking in the skies, to be honest. You know that? Dunfermline are the parish due to what's this? What about Dunfermline? Congratulations, Dunfermline. You know, they done well today. You know, I'd love to see Dunfermline come back up in the league. You know, really would. If I had my way, I would expand the league to 16 teams. I think that would be ideal. See the likes of Ayr United, Partick, Greenock, and Dunfermline all coming back up in the league. That would be ideal. Really would. Do you know? I don't know. Ernest, I don't. I don't know. But what other players would you like to see Celtic sign? Put in the comments. Hopefully we can get keeper sorted as well for the summer. Because Kasper Schmeichel, he's winning. He's had a good performance the other night, but when is he next for a blunder? And that's sad to say, but when is he next due a blunder? He cost us the cup final, the 2 cup finals, and so did the team. He cost us the Braga game because he couldn't save a fucking simple fucking shot. You know? These things haunt me. These haunt me. And I don't want to come on and start ripping into keepers that are giving us clean sheets and brought us success as well. But at the same time, when you do something wrong, you should be held accountable. You should be mentioned. It should be mentioned. You know? Can't always be green lions. Bowie again. I already said I'm in for Bowie. I know people are not in for Bowie because he's only scored 9 goals this season. Well, at least he scored 9 more than not having any 9. You know that way? 9's better than 7. 9's better than 8. At least he has goals there. He's been called up for Scotland. And I think he would develop as a player at Celtic. I honestly think if he's playing with a better quality players. I know right at the moment, us saying better quality players, why we can't see that quality flourish on the pitch sounds a bit premature, but there is quality in that side. It just needs to be open. That treasure chest needs to be cracked open, and that fucking golden coins need to be thrown at these players and start doing it. You know, start doing it. Start feeling it. You know? So, folks, I'm going to leave it there. I really appreciate you tuning in. If anything kind of breaks over the next overnight about players and stuff like that, I'll try to get back on tomorrow before I check out the hotel. Try to do a podcast tomorrow morning. But I'll be honest, it doesn't even feel like it's match day tomorrow. I'll be honest. It's just, we're playing against a team from the Ayrshire League and the Junior League, and yeah, look, it's a cup final for them. They'll be up for it. It's not going to be an easy game. Playing on that Astro pitch is a nightmare, but we should win. We should win, but not because we're Celtic. We just should go out and actually play football and deserve to win. You know, I'm not buying this whole show teams respect bollocks. No, you don't show teams respect. You go out and you dictate games. That's how you win. You be hungry and dictate games and take your chances and actually create chances. You will get there. You will get there. But I hope you enjoyed the podcast tonight. Hope it didn't bore you. Hope it wasn't the same parrot talk you always hear. You know, right on it like a carbonic, Cassie Bingo. On it like a carbonic, you know. Hope you enjoyed the podcast. And if there's anything you want me to talk about on the podcast or any ideas you want me to do content wise, tell me. Tell me. I used to do throwback players. I don't have the expertise to be putting out videos and goals and stuff like that. I don't have the time for it. If I had the time for it, like some of the fantastic YouTube channels, like another one from Paul, big shout out to another one from Paul. Have a look at his channel. He is unbelievable. I actually really enjoy watching his videos. I'd love to have a chat with him. I should try get in touch with another one from Paul. His passion, his sarcasm. It's brilliant. It's brilliant to see. It's quite unique compared to other channels, and it's very good. You know, very good. I'll have a good one. I'll sit here and have my Lucas and eat my popcorn. But I'll talk to you tomorrow, folks. If not tomorrow, it will be definitely Monday. So I'll try to get on tomorrow sometime. But enjoy the game. Keep it classy. Shame on the board. Shame on the board. Get it together. Celtic board, I would please. I'm not speaking just for myself. I'm speaking for a lot of fans here. I'm not the voice of the fans in any shape or form. Everyone has their own voice. But please, I'm pleading for the love of my life. Please, just get it together and start making fucking moves. We can all look window shop. We can all ring. Just please fucking start getting players in. Don't worry about the deadwood. We clear them out in the summer. Well, let's just get players in. Let's just get players in. You know? 100% chill pill. 100%. Right, I better go. Take care of yourselves. Hell.